start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
I just got done watching the new Fantastic Four and the First Steps, and let me tell you, the MCU is back, baby. And not just with a whisper, but with a banger. After years of mediocre outings and some seriously questionable creative decisions, Marvel Studios has finally given fans a reason to get hyped again. Between the absolute juggernaut that was Deadpool and Wolverine, and now the Fantastic Four, the First Steps, we might be witnessing the beginning of Marvel's long overdue comeback era. Now, before I dive into this Fantastic Four review, let me get this out of the way. Yes, I also saw Captain America: A Brave New World, and while that movie didn't exactly set the world on fire critically or financially, hot take, I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't nearly as bad as people made it out to be. Was it flawed? Absolutely, but it had heart, and I appreciate some of the themes it was trying to explore. Still, I get it. People were skeptical about that movie, and even including me, I was very skeptical about going into Fantastic Four, and I mean, I was super skeptical. Now, this is going to be a spoiler warning, so I am going to be talking about the plot of the movie, just a small little part of the plot. The movie is set in Earth 828 in the year 1964. Fantastic Four kicks off in a world that celebrates the 4th anniversary of its beloved superhero family, Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Johnny Storm. After gaining their power during a space mission exposed to cosmic rays, the group has become a symbol of hope and peace. Reed's inventions have advanced global technology, and Sue's work through the Future Foundation has ushered in a new age of diplomacy and global demilitarization. But just as the world celebrates Sue and Reed's announcement that they are expecting a child, sparking speculation about whether the baby will inherit their powers, the cosmic tone takes a darker turn. Enter the Silver Surfer, who arrives on Earth with grim news. The planet has been marked for destruction by the world-devouring being Galactus. Reed investigates the disappearance of several planets and confirms the threat is real. In an attempt to intercept Galactus, the team tracks the Surfer's energy trail using a newly developed faster-than-light system. But things go horribly wrong. The planet they arrive on is destroyed before their eyes, and they're captured by Galactus. The ancient being reveals he intends to consume Earth unless they hand over Reed and Sue's unborn son, whose cosmic potential could end Galactus' endless hunger. The team escapes only to be pursued by the Silver Surfer, revealed to be Shala Bale, who sacrificed herself to save her home world Zenla by serving Galactus. In a dramatic twist, Sue gives birth to Franklin mid-return trip through a black hole back to Earth. Their return sparks controversy when Reed publicly reveals their plan to protect their son over making a deal with Galactus. Public opinions turns, mass protests erupt, and pressure mounts to sacrifice Franklin. As Galactus approaches, Sue and Reed prepare humanity for the last-ditch effort, a global evacuation using teleportation bridges designed to transport the entire planet to another solar system. In a climactic battle in New York, the Silver Surfer, influenced by Johnny Storm's emotional plea and recordings of the planet she helped destroy, turns on Galactus. After a citywide evacuation led by Sue in a brutal showdown, the team lures Galactus towards the last teleportation bridge, with Sue nearly sacrificing herself and Johnny nearly doing the same. It's the Silver Surfer who delivers the final blow, pushing Galactus into the portal and sealing him away. Sue dies in the process, but is revived by the power of her newborn son. The world celebrates the Fantastic Four's heroism, and in a chilling mid-credit scene set 4 years later, a mysterious man in green cloak holding a metal mask meets Franklin, teasing what's to come, and we already know who it is, none other than Dr. Doom. Now, let's be honest, the first 30 minutes of the movie were a bit of a drag, a slow build-up, a lot of exposition, and pacing that made me wonder if Marvel was still stuck in the Phase 4 funk. But once the plot actually kicks into gear, it's like flipping a switch, baby. Suddenly, I was invested from the world building to the characters' interactions. The movie actually felt focused, grounded, and even, dare I say, fun again. The action on point, the visuals finely polished, the chemistry between the team surprisingly solid. It's not perfect, but it delivers almost everything a fan could want from a proper Fantastic Four adaptation. Now here's where things get a little complicated. The casting for this reboot had me nervous from day one, and after watching the movie, I can confirm some of those fears were valid. Let's start with the positives. The actors who played the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing were fantastic. I still personally think Jessica Alba and Chris Evans will always hold a special place as the original icons, but this new trio held their own and brought something fresh to the table. I didn't expect to like them as much as I did, and by the end of the movie, I was fully sold on their portrayals. But then we get to Reed Richards, and listen, I respect Pedro Pascal as an actor, I really do. He's been in other great roles, but here, he just didn't click. For me, Pedro is hands down the worst Reed Richards we've seen on the big screen. He lacked the intellect, the gravitas, and the subtle arrogance that defines the character. It felt miscast from the start, and the performance unfortunately didn't win me over. And as for the Silver Surfer look, I've always been a Norman Rad guy. He is the Silver Surfer in my eyes, and while the new female version wasn't terrible by any means, she barely had any screen time. If they had cut her out entirely, you honestly wouldn't have noticed much difference aside from the final act. She didn't really serve much of a purpose until the climax, which is a shame because the character has so much potential. Now here's where I have to give credit where credit is due. Galactus absolutely crushed it. I was never a huge Galactus fan before, and I had serious doubts about the Marvel would pull him off without making it feel goofy or over the top, but wow, they nailed it. He was terrifying, powerful, and majestic all at once. The final battle between him and the Fantastic Four was magnificent. Pure cinematic spectacle. It reminded me why I fell in love with superhero movies in the first place. The only thing I would change was I would make his outfit more purple like in the comics. Outside of that, that's it. My final verdict is an 8.5 out of 10. At the end of the day, Fantastic Four: The First Steps is a near perfect introduction or reintroduction to the Marvel's first family. It captures the heart, stakes, and adventure that the MCU has been sorely missing. Is it perfect? No, but with Reed Richards in a more meaningful role for Silver Surfer, this could have easily been a 10 out of 10 for me. Still, an 8.5 out of 10 is no small feat considering where Marvel was just a few years ago. Let's just hope Disney and Marvel have finally learned from their past mistakes. We don't need endless filler shows or forced tie-ins, we need quality. Storytelling, characters that actually matter, and right now with Deadpool and Wolverine knocking it out of the park and Fantastic Four reigniting the old school MCU magic, I'm cautiously optimistic again. And yes, I'm finally excited for Avengers Doomsday. That sentence alone feels surreal to say after the last few years, but here we go. Marvel, keep this up. You've got the spark back. Now don't blow it. Now it's time to read off the members of the channel. We got Koros Objective, Maximilian Pegasus 88, Madfox 94, Shade Milkman, Oh No is Justin, Brian Payne, Jay Wesby 65, Andy Ritz, C-Stars Piplup, Cam, Astrius Lane, Maximusel 2400. Thank you so much for becoming part of the crew. And if you truly enjoy this content, why don't you think about becoming a member? It's only $1 a month. You get special emotes, badges, and you get a shout out at the end of each video until it becomes too long, and then it'll be turned into a credit roll. And also, I got an awesome merch lined up for you guys. I got amazing shirts, hoodies, I got coffee mugs, I got desk mats, I got a bunch of different kinds, so why don't you check it out also. And please like, share, and subscribe, and until next time guys, stay vigilant.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're